Welcome to Remarkable Old Photos. Bathers at Cottage City, Martha's Vineyard, circa 1900, where the first hotel was built in 1835. December 1942, Melrose Park, Illinois, Chicago and Northwestern RR worker William London at Proviso Yards, where over 1,000 locomotives were serviced daily. 5 pastel princesses, circa 1956, gather at a social event, where the first McDonald's opened that year. December 1942, women workers at Boeing's Seattle plant assemble a B-170F bomber, which could fly high altitudes. Auto Insurance Patrol in New York City, circa 1913, they are driving a Ford Model T, the first car to be produced on an assembly line. Betty Skelton, a pilot and auto test driver, undergoes physiological tests at McDonnell Aircraft Corp. in St. Louis, 1959, and was a pioneer for women in space exploration. February 1943, New York camel ad in Times Square, photographed by John Batchen, where Times Square was nicknamed the Great White Way due to its bright lights. Hudson Fulton Celebration, Detroit, October 1909, featured historic ships Native Americans attended. The first commercial airplane flight occurred nearby that year. Boys eat lunch at WPA Nursery School, Casa Grande Valley Farms, Pinal County, Arizona, May 1940, where the Farm Security Administration helped over 1 million migrant workers. September 12, 1919, New York Metropolitan Opera soprano, Rosa Poncelle. With friends, Rosa Poncelle made her opera debut at 21. New Orleans, circa 1910, a typical milk cart, home to the first milk bottling plant in the U.S. Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy, wife of Senator John F. Kennedy, 1957, the year he won the Pulitzer Prize. Soldiers of Company, F-12th Infantry, in bunks on Governor's Island, circa 1908, when the U.S. Army had over 200,000 active personnel. Washington, D.C., circa 1922, Capitol Gas Station, First Street and Maryland Ave. SW, where the first gas pump was patented in 1885. August 1939, Oklahoma City oil field roustabout's family, where the woman takes in washing and ironing during unemployment. Oklahoma had over 3,000 oil fields. Yale football coaches and captain, 1913, Jesse Spalding, Douglas Baumeister, Dr. William T. Bull, Carl Galauer, Henry H. Ketchum, and Howard Jones. Yale won 5 national titles during this era. Dead Letter Office, Washington, D.C., September 22, 1922, where over 50,000 undelivered letters arrive daily. Motor cars in New Zealand, Farmers Co-op Garage, circa 1917, where Henry Ford's assembly line was introduced in 1913. Circa 1912, Detroit City Gas Co. Workers with Coke delivery wagon, Packard truck, Detroit was a major hub for automotive innovation. Oscar Ravinsky, 16, a scavenger on Pine Street dump, Fall River, Mass., 1916, had been known to SPCC since 1910, and the average American child at that time worked 60 hours a week. Washington, D.C., 1931, National Broadcasting Co. uses early microphone technology. The first FM radio broadcast occurred this year. Pullman Palace Car Co. In Pullman, Illinois, circa 1901, where George Pullman invented the sleeping car, a revolutionary railroad innovation. Washington, D.C., 1924. Inventor George Coleman with his electric baseball scoreboard, which used 19,000 feet of wire and was first installed at a theater in 1913. 1949. Fire department car, 35mm red border slide. The first 911 emergency call was made in 1958 in Alabama. Aboard the USS Oregon circa 1897, sailors engage in a boxing match, showcasing early tattoo art during the Spanish-American War. Washington, D.C., circa 1915, U.S. Geological Survey engraving room where maps were crafted by hand. The USGS was founded in 1879. January 1943. Information desk at Union Station, Chicago, during wartime, where over 100,000 passengers passed daily. Minneapolis Tower, once part of the 1886 Industrial Exposition Building, advertises war bonds and Coca-Cola in 1943. The same year, the U.S. began issuing war bonds to finance WW efforts. Detroit, 1911, Frederick Stearns & Company Laboratory, now Lofts at Rivertown, was once a major pharmaceutical manufacturer. Detroit became a major pharmaceutical hub in the early 1900s. April 15, 1939, Annapolis, Maryland. Dorothy Wood helps Chuck Andrews III with gloves at the Naval Academy's Junior Boxing Championships, where the first women's boxing match was held in 1902. Pennsylvania Coal Company's South Pittston mine workers, January 1911, where child labor laws were later enforced in 1916. College Green in Burlington, Vermont, circa 1911, where the first African American to earn a college degree, Alexander Twilight, graduated in 1823. Newsies at Skeeter's Branch in St. Louis, Missouri, May 9, 1910, where child labor was a major issue, and Louis Wickes Hine documented it. May 1936, Kearney, Nebraska, Farmstead Farmer's Wife. The Farm Security Administration was established to help farmers during the Great Depression. Miss Carter Mulliken, Holton, Arms School, Washington, D.C., circa 1917, when women's education was becoming more widespread. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy historical photos like this, consider subscribing for more.